Amo na nga kasubo ko sa mga protestante nga nagahambal nga na okay man ang RH, no? Di kadamo kabataan, kabudlay na sila pakauno na. Kinahanglan gid yang family planning. Amo ginagid, you know. I will not say anymore. This is a very holy place. Forgive me, Lord, but we just talk about what we do not know about. Do you know how much the Philippine government spent for the purchase of condoms in 2012 before RH law? 2.7 billion pesos. Do you know how much it will spend after RH law? Because it is already approved. 7 billion pesos for purchase of condoms because of procurement and distribution of family planning supplies. Wala pa na ilabot pills, wala pa na ilabot, etc., 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 because there is an office devoted just to ensure that we will have procurement and distribution of family planning supplies. Section 11, integration of responsible parenthood and family planning component in anti-poverty programs. Wow! Cut the home gate, you know, with all due respect and with modesty aside, the one who crafted this law, I'm not talking about the human beings, okay? I'm talking about the spirit. There is an evil genius. There is an evil genius in the crafting of the law. Why? Look at this. The objective is anti-poverty program. The means to fight poverty, according to Section 11, is integration of responsible parenthood and family planning component. Kabalo ka mo kung anong butsilingon sini, what does it mean? Teleskopyohon sang Republika sang Pilipinas, sang gobyerno sang Pilipinas, tanan nga imol. Tanan nga pigado. Oh, so many squatters here. Okay. Oh, tricycle driver, tricycle. Oh, sidewalk vendor, very poor. We will help fight poverty. How do they intend to fight poverty? They will target these identified poor individuals and families. It's in the details later on. I'm just giving you an idea now. By seeing to it that they are going to be given for free all the drugs, all the medicine, all the devices, all the etc., etc., for artificial methods of birth control. For what purpose? For prevention of the pamata of the poor. Because that is what they call anti-poverty. Anti-poverty, and please allow me to say this in the dialect, hindi pagpadamuon ang imol. Awayon ta ang kaimolon paagi sa hindi pagpabataon ang mga imol kay ka mga imol sa ilari following. Wow. Because that is what it means. You include family planning, anti-poverty, to prevent the poor from having so much children. So, here is the million-dollar question. Are you against poverty or have you become against the poor? I am not sure if you understand where I am going to. Okay? Now, let me illustrate it with a parable of the 10 bananas. Taken from the Gospel of... Okay. There are 10 persons. They are all very hungry. They enter a room and there is on the table 10 bananas. Galing kay Akuya is stronger, bigger, etc. And I was ahead of the 9 others. So I grabbed the 10 bananas, get 8 of the 10 bananas for myself, leaving the 2 for my 9 companions. My 9 companions complained. Attorney, unfair man ikaw lang isa, 8 gidya kasaging ang imo ginkwa. 2 lang ginbilin mo sa amon, siyam kami. What will you feel if I tell you, I give you this kind of answer? Kahapos na. Kasimple ang solusyon. Pamatsa lang ang iban sa inyo para kaigo ang saging sa inyo. Just kill all the rest of your companions, kill all the others, So the food that is left is going to be enough for you. This is in effect what RH law is saying. Because the poor are so many and they bear so many children, let's help them control their birth. Hindi ita sila pagpabataon. Is that really the problem of poverty in the Philippines? The problem in the Philippines is not the bearing of children. It is the extremely unequal economic, social situation in the Philippines where very few own so much and so many own so little. For example, what came out of Philippine Inquirer 1 week ago, 76% of all the GDP of the Philippines is owned only by 40 families when there are more than 100 million of us. So ang solusyon nila, birth control. Hindi sila magpaminsar how to equalize opportunities, how the poor can have jobs, how, the poor will have a chance for work, because you will find out later on that there is a surer way of solving poverty. Okay, so they call it anti-poverty program by family planning. Now, they will make it mobile. The healthcare service is mobile, meaning you cannot say that you will hide because you come from the most far-flung purok or barangay. The government is going to reach you because it will load all the equipment and all the drugs and all the etc. in a van and will reach the farthest nook and cranny of the Republic of the Philippines. Here is another very dangerous provision. And I fear for the soul of the next generation because of Section 14. Age and development appropriate reproductive health education. What is this? This is none other than sex education. RH law requires the teaching of reproductive health education. Why did they not call it sex education? We all went to school, I presume. In elementary and high school, hindi bala ka-insindi naman ta human biology, human anatomy, the sperm meeting the egg, becoming like this and like that, 9 months, etc. Is there anything else you need to learn more than that? But they have required the integration of reproductive health education, where an essential component of the instruction is the different artificial methods of birth control. They will teach it at grade 5, grade 6, first year, second year high school. So grade 5, grade 6, first year, second year, may idea ka na, oh, this is what a pill does. Oh, this is what an IUD does. Oh, this is what And if you read the 12 modules of Section 14, they came up with 12 topics under this age and development appropriate reproductive health education. 12 topics. There is not one mention of the word marriage. The underlying philosophy in this reproductive health education is this, because it is in the original draft of the original bill. They will teach that sexuality is a universal human right, which you can exercise freely, provided that you exercise it safely. The importance is safe sex. What is safe sex? That you do not get pregnant and you do not cause pregnancy, and that you do not get sexually transmittable disease, and you do not pass on sexually transmittable disease. That is safe. No mention of the pursuit of sex in the context of marriage. Because in the 12 modules, the word marriage never appeared. So ituduan lang nila ang bata, grade 5, grade 6, first year, second year, nga amo ni ha, diretso mo na, kung mga tool ka, pangita lang balon. Of course, they softened it up by saying that subject to parental and church approval, etc., etc. But that is a useless provision because there is no church and there is no parents association that care for what is being taught in the schools. You will lose the game by default. The massive machinery of government is too much for any parent-teachers association and for any church organization, especially Protestant churches whose idea of separation of church and state is not to participate in legislation and the economic, social, legal order of the land. Pirdi, ganyan ang pamilya, pirdi ang simbahan di. Ibutangan nila nga subject to like that, like that. Here is the shocking thing. The Department of Education has already produced the materials for this reproductive health education. They call it Kikay Kit. It consists of 28 pages of colored instructional material with illustration, etc. One of the chapters there is how to use a condom, how to install it, how to put it on, how to dispose of it, and how to, etc., etc. That is Kikay Kit. That is authorized under Section 14 of RH Law. Section 15. Para nga maintindihan nyo blang, kaysa nasubuan yun ko blang. And then never mind. Section 15. They say that RH law respects choice. Because this is not, according to them, pro-death. This is just pro-choice. You have the freedom to choose. That is a very big lie. Because Section 15 is very clear. Certificate of compliance. You know what in the world is certificate of compliance? If you are of marriageable age, you want to get married, you want to apply for marriage license. You cannot get a marriage license if you do not go to the family planning office first to attend a seminar on artificial methods of birth control, where you are required by law to receive instructions on all methodologies, drugs, devices for controlling birth. So, hindi ka gani pwede ka sila nga, excuse me, Madam Civil Registrar, I don't need to attend a family planning lecture. I don't care about pills and IUDs and condoms. Just trust me, I can take care of myself. It's between me and God. I choose not to hear things like that. You have no choice. Because they will not issue you a marriage license because you are not armed with a certificate of compliance. So here is a legal trampling of the conscience of the Filipino young man and young woman. Okay. Section 16 should alarm you. Okay. You know, these artificial methods of birth control, all these drugs, all these devices, etc., at the end of the day, under Republic Act 10354, RH law, do you know who will be the lead army implementer of this? The barangay health workers. Okay. Listen to me, my dear people, especially you, my dear women, sisters in Christ. Hadlok kamo gani sang opinion sang doktor, gapay kamo gani second opinion sang doktor. Antes kamo mag-inom bulong bala. Can you imagine the whole ball game of artificial method of birth control being entrusted to barangay health worker? Do barangay health workers know how to ask your medical history, your allergic, etc., etc.?